Mr. Glebe McDonald, give it up to Glebe, absolutely fantastic, thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Matt, I'm from London. My hobbies include getting stoned and buying shirts. I won't tell you the whole story. All I'll say is never take LSD, visit the giraffes enclosure of your local zoo, and then end up in Marks and Spencer's. That's where Glebe and I met. I was having an argument with my girlfriend about this shirt. She said, "This sums up our entire relationship." So what do you mean? Loud, cheap, and a bit too tight? So, basically. It's an absolute pleasure to be here in Gloucester. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name's Matt, like I said, I'm from London, and so far I've achieved fuck all of any real significance with my life. Looking around the room, I feel like I'm amongst friends. And I want everyone to relax. I want everyone here to relax. The rest of this half an hour of this show, I'm not going to take the piss out of anyone here unless I really have to, for two reasons. Firstly, it's not my style. Secondly, I personally don't like it when people come up and yap into my face and they should be minding their own fucking business. That's why every now and again I like to walk into a shop, go straight up to a sales assistant and say, "Can I help you?" And when they go no, just go, "Well, now you know what it feels like." If you need me, I'll be in Safeways. Because I love life. I think life is fantastic, it's exciting, it's adventure, but we do waste our lives asking each other pointless, time-wasting questions. Sir, do you like pointless, time-wasting questions? No, it's a pointless, time-wasting question in itself. You know the kind of question I mean? You know when you're watching TV and there's a knock at the door and someone goes, "Who's that at the door?" Do you ever think, well, to be honest, it's just too early to tell at this stage. That's why we've got a door. Pointless, time-wasting questions. You know when you're watching TV and the phone rings, and in 2 rings, maximum 2 rings, your loved one will go, "Who could that be?" Who could that be? Well, I'll tell you, that could be any fucker with a phone. That's the purpose of the network. There's 15 phone shops on every bloody high street. That could be any one of 7,000 million people, apart from me or me, unless you're messing around with your mobile underneath the bloody sofa. On that particular occasion, my friend answered the phone. Turned out it was me messing around with my mobile. Double bluff, never saw it coming. Then you pick up the phone, obviously not the whole phone, that'd be pointless. And, just the receiver. Obviously it transmits as well. Otherwise that'd be like a really shitty radio. You get a wrong number, and that should be a really quick conversation. "Steve there, no, you got a wrong number, thanks, goodbye, cheers, that's it, it's over, finished." It's never that quick, is it? No, it gets into a conversation. This happened to me. Ring, ring, yeah, pick up the phone. "Yeah, it's Steve there. No, I think you got a wrong number." This guy goes, "What number is that?" So I said, "What do you want to know for? It's not like we're getting on very well, is it? You should know what number it is, you just bloody dialed it. What are you doing, collecting wrong numbers? Are you crossing the names of people you don't know out of the phone book? Are you just writing your own phone book from scratch?" The point is this, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't actually give him the number. I didn't even say that. I didn't give him the number over the phone. I said this, right? "What number did you think it was?" And leave a little pause. "No, I think you got a wrong number." But I knew anyway it's the wrong number. You know, if he said the same number, I wouldn't go, "Oh, well, we'll have to meet down the pub and reminisce about our entire fucking lives." I thought, why did I say that? You know, someone once said, "You have nothing to fear in life but fear itself." That's a great philosophy. Nothing to fear but fear. That's how I'm going to live my life. Nothing to fear but fear itself. And then someone goes, "What number is that?" "What number do you think it was?" We won't even tell these people the only thing that they already fucking know about us. That is paranoia on our part. How's that going to end? One day you could be waiting at the bus stop, someone comes up to you, "Excuse me, I'm doing a survey, do you mind telling me how tall you are?" "I'm not going to let you find out." We won't tell people the only thing they already know. We won't tell them a number, for God's sake. Someone comes up to you at a bus stop, "Excuse me, mate, what time do you make it?" "What time did you think it was?" "No, I think you've got a wrong time there. And the reason we do that is because we get conditioned by our parents, and if anyone here tonight has had parents, you'll know exactly what I mean. You start off thinking they're some kind of a team that are meant to bring you up and nurture you into this beautiful, massive, complex world, but no, they're like a wrestling tag team that just wear you out as you back between them. Your parents go to you when you're a kid, darling, if you're in the house on your own and the phone rings, don't give the number out over the phone. That's, you've got kids, and you say this to your kids. Do you know why parents say that to their kids? Because apparently there are people out there, okay, and what they do is they go, what should we do today, Dave? Well, what we'll do, right, we're going to dial numbers without looking at them. And then if the people at the other end tell us what number we dial, we'll go around and kill them. Yeah, right, that's a good idea. If someone came round your house, right, you're a kid on your own, your parents go, darling, we're leaving you in the house on your own, and someone came round to your house and knocked on the door, and your parents said, don't tell them the fucking address, you'd kind of see through it, wouldn't you? They already know the number, that's why the phone rings. Just wanted to get that off my chest. I should explain a few things about myself as we get to know each other. I do analyse things a little bit too much. You will learn that I analyse things too much. My friends say, Matt, you analyse things too much. And I go, really? What makes you say that? Well, from a whole other very inquisitive mind. Like I say, I'm 45. I've been doing stand-up now for about 12 years, and boy, are my legs tired. This is a joke. Yeah, you might as well laugh, mate, you're not getting your money back. So, because I believe in the truth, the whole truth, and that's the fucking truth. You're not now. We go to court, go, no, the first two acts were great, you know, you broke too early. It's the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's how we bond. I'll tell you a few things about myself. Like I say, I'm an ex-boxer. That's actually true as well. Would you believe that? Yeah, thank you. At least someone who believes and trusts. That's how you form a relationship. Belief and trust. Thank you for your support. I am actually an ex-boxer, to you doubters. A lot of my friends prefer the PlayStation. But to me, the Xbox is the only console that really delivers the graphics, frame rate, and resolution, combined with detailed Z buffering that I want from a gaming console. I'm also very good at parking. That's true, I'm very good at parking. Drove into a multi-storey car park the other week, got to level 5 without even practicing. I'm a pessimist as well. There's good news and bad news, and everything in life, we're always looking for the good, aren't we? We want to find the good, but you've got to take the balance. There's good and there's bad. The bad makes the good makes the bad. Good news and bad news. Bad news is, I am a pessimist. This is inherently, I'm a pessimist, that's the way it is. Good news is, can't see it lasting. Actually went to the doctors, I was so worried about my pessimism. It turns out there's a blood test for pessimism. They've got everything now. Blood test for pessimism. Can you believe that? I've actually got nothing to worry about. I've actually got optimistic blood. Yeah. Be positive. Thank you. I'm also, while we're getting to know each other, that's the thing, you've got to express your strengths and your weaknesses, then people can trust you when you expose yourself, obviously in a nice way to people with vulnerabilities. I am partially sighted, that is actually true as well, I'm partially sighted. I can only like see out these two tiny little holes here and here. That's just weird when you think about it, isn't it? That is it. You walk around life, yeah, nice, yeah, it's beautiful, oh, big sky, yeah, wonderful. That's it, you can only see out two tiny specks. If you had two little dots here and here, and that was all you could see out, you'd go, my God, well, obviously you'd have to go like that in the mirror, but that's it. You get friends go, oh, we're going on holiday, where are you going? We're going to go and see the Grand Canyon. You go, well, you might as well stay at home and look at a wash basin, love, because it's all got to go through those tiny little holes there. We're all partially sighted. If you were fully sighted, like everywhere, you'd be like, whoa, this is too much. I analyse things too much. What else can I say? I used to be a child. It was a while back, a very difficult childhood. I was always a very young child. Remember, beg your pardon? You know, you got a nice laugh, but I wouldn't like to shag you around your parents. I'm joking, of course I will. Thing is, yeah, they know what it's all about, they got a door anyway, you're getting the wrong thing. No, was a child, this is true, when I was very young, I had a feeling, a thought, a sensation that I was a boy, but a boy trapped inside a woman's body. Then I was born, sorted itself out. I was separated from my mother at birth. That's what birth is. And, she was a drug abuser. She just kept throwing my drugs away. She couldn't cook. She makes cheese on toast, cut off the corners, go, here's your pizza. Her idea of making a vegetable chili was putting a carrot in the fridge for a few minutes. My dad was a failed inventor. He had a lot of jobs that didn't work out, you know, pathetic, stupid jobs. He was a cartographer for a while. He just used to take pictures of cars, and he was an orthodontist for a while. He used to write books about teeth, and eventually ended up as a florist, making floors. And he invented one of the world's first electric cars. It's like 40-odd years ago, the first electric car, which was, you know, way ahead of its time. You know, it was beautiful, it was quiet, it was efficient, it didn't pollute the atmosphere, but unfortunately you needed an extension lead to get to the shops. And then he made a typewriter which was specially designed for dyslexic people, because I'm actually dyslexic myself. Which is, you know, you can laugh. There are two main reasons why anyone here tonight could be dyslexic, right? Apparently, A, you can inherit it genetically from your own parents, and F, it can just happen to you. Right, that's 3 reasons. But the point is that I can laugh as well now, I'm kidding. A lot of people here can be dyslexic without even knowing it, because what people don't realise is that dyslexia can be caused by nothing more significant than a minute microscopic genetic flaw in an individual piece of someone's and. Sorry, DNA. No, you're laughing at me now. We're going to laugh with each other. A lot of people here can be dyslexic without even knowing it, alright? So, what's your name if you don't mind me asking? Brett, sorry, Brett. I'm spelling it because it's English, it's a very tricky language, that's what I'm saying, it's complicated. You know, have you ever wondered why the word stutter has got 3 T's in it? That's not nice, what's wrong with you? I've got a here right now, I've got a fucking knife. It's just a complicated language. We're born into it. Why has list got an S in it? That's not fair, is it? What's wrong with you? I've got a list. Well, no, I'm just saying, why don't they spell it L-I-T-H-P and give the fuckers a rest? You know what I mean? What's wrong with you? I've got a list. Well, you said that perfectly, you know. It's just complicated. A lot of words in the English language, this is the weird thing, are made up of 2 words, but because we use them every day, we don't see it. Like football, fireplace, eyelid, and eat. I mean, they're not obviously eyelids, are they? They're more like blinds if they were lids. And of course, the anteater, you could only have named the anteater like after you'd named the ants. You couldn't go, what's that? It's an anteater. What are ants? You'd have to name the ants and then that, and go, what's that? It's just a thingy eater. He eats those things. You go, well, why don't you fucking name those things? You go, well, see if he eats them all, and we won't have to name them. So, I analyse things a bit too much, you learn that as we go along. Some words, I mean, some words are made up of swear words, and that's the truth, right? But because we use these words every day, we don't even see the connection. You get blind to what you're saying. That's the weirdest thing. I mean, I'll give you an example. Come, not a word I would use unless it was necessary for a joke. That's the way it is. Cunt's a very rude word. Anus, not a word I would use as well. These are words that we wouldn't usually use in conversation, but if you put them together, what do you get? Containers. Containers that we're having to put to our lips endlessly throughout the evening. You don't even realise it. Because there's origins, if you learn about etymology, so it's not just a coincidence, they're all very useful places to store things. So, but that's my point, Brett, is that dyslexia can be caused by anything. You might be, without even knowing, I've actually developed a test to discover whether someone has this affliction or not, right? And it's you're familiar with the multiple choice format of questions? Excellent, all right. It's very simple. I don't want to embarrass you in front of everyone here. Brett, what is the third letter of the alphabet? Is it A, B, B, C, or C, A? A, I'm afraid, is B. Correct answer is B, C. A lot of people say C, which is A. Complete silence. If you want, Brett, I will re-explain that to you, but if you are honest, that means that you will have to talk to your workmates on Monday and explain that you did get a multiple choice question on the third letter of the alphabet wrong, and have to have it explained to you. It's not his fault. It's not his fucking fault. That's what I'm saying. He might be dim, but it might just be teachers. That's what I'm saying. You might have had the same kind of teachers I had at school. At school was the worst day of my life. I left school at 11. By 11:15, they found me in the pub, dragged me back. But no, I was one of those kids, you know, I would spend like hours and hours and hours just staring through the classroom window. Till the teacher would say, "Matt, coming in or what?" North London, that's where I went to school. When I was at school in North London, 73% of the kids in our school had some kind of a problem with just basic mathematics. 73%. That's almost 1 in 10. I blamed the weird teaching methods, you know. They'd say things like, "Matt, if I gave you 4 apples, took one away, gave you 3 pears, took one away, gave you 2 grapes, what would you have left?" And I'd go, "Oh, fuck off, I hate jokes like that." When I was 11, I thought logarithms was how often you went to the toilet. I didn't have a clue. I seriously thought a rhomboid was one of the Waltons. I didn't know. In English, they put me in a class of backwards readers. Couldn't even read forwards properly at the time. Teachers say, "Matt, you don't listen. You don't pay attention. You're going to amount to nothing in this world. You mark my words." And I'd go, "No, surely you mark my words." And I was trying to learn, like Brett, I was trying to learn, but just, you know, they didn't help you, they embarrass you. You get a problem with the homework, they embarrass you in front of the whole class. Any problem with the homework? Yeah, I don't understand this bit, right? The penis, mightier than the sword. And she goes, "No, Matt, I think you'll find the pen is." I said, "Oh yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I wish you'd said something sooner. I've been losing a lot of fights in the playground." That's what I mean. You ask your parents and your teachers and your adults for help. They don't always help. You do. "Yeah, any problem with the homework?" Go, "Oh, this is years ago." "Yeah, I don't know how to spell this word." "What word?" And they wouldn't tell you how to spell the word. They would just embarrass you in front of the whole class. You know, you go, "Constantinople." "Oh, it's easy, man. It's Constantinople." And I go, "I don't think you understand, miss. I need to know how to spell this word, not how to say it to a fucking moron." So I took the piss. That's the thing. As a kid, you know, if you ever lost something when you were a kid and you ask your parents for help finding it, and they don't help you, do they? Just fuck you around with questions. I go, "I lost my trainers." When I go, "Mum, I looked upstairs, downstairs, inside, outside, definitely lost." She goes, "Where were you when you last saw them?" "Well, Mum, do you know what lost fucking means?" It's shorthand for I can't remember where I was when I last saw them, or someone's nicked them. And that's the thing with the teachers, you end up winding them up because they wind you up. I used to turn up late deliberately for lessons. I used to turn up late for the history lessons. The teacher would say, "What time do you call this to Anne Boleyn?" Well, she didn't say to Anne Boleyn, because Anne Boleyn died in the Great Fire of London in 1066, but... And then I turned up late for the physics lessons, but that was kind of deliberate. You know, sometimes you do it deliberately. So I just turn up a little bit later each week, a little bit 5 minutes later, 5 minutes later, until halfway through the year, I was turning up halfway through the lesson. A physics teacher would go, "Matt, you turn up halfway through the lesson." I went, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, you know, it's your fault." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you know, at the beginning of the year, when you told us that the universe was constantly expanding." I went, "Yeah." I said, "Well, it's taken me longer to get in." Of course, it wasn't all laughs. Next week I broke the law of gravity and got suspended. But the point is, that I think what I hated most of all about school was the games lessons, not the games lessons themselves, but afterwards when we were naked and defenceless in the showers, and all the other kids would gather around me in a big circle and tease me and tease me and tease me, and I can still hear their chants ringing in my ears today. You've got a big penis, you've got a big... It takes a while for that one to sink in. I vow. It takes a while for that one to sink in. I vow that when I left school, if I ever saw my games teacher again, I would kill him. And I bumped into him about 20 years ago. He was across the road, I was in the car. Easy as that. I wish I could change the past, you know. I guess we all wish we could change the past. And thank you. Who knows? I just want to go back 10 seconds and get rid of that blip, but maybe we could. Maybe one day in the not too distant future they'll find a way we can go back into the recent past and relive some of those yesterdays again for a moment in the future one day, not too far from now. Obviously that's not going to happen overnight, but one day we might look back on a time when we thought it would happen overnight. Okay, I don't know how this is. People say it will never happen. They say you can't turn back the hands of the clock. There's usually a knurled wheel or something. What I'm trying to say is don't listen to what people say unless it's me, because people say stupid things. They say you can't judge a book by its cover, but if it's called Nympho Rod Riders Fuck Sheep, they say he who hesitates is lost. What does that mean? Think twice before you hesitate? I think it was Nietzsche that once said, that which does not kill me makes me stronger. Then again, he probably never had the shits on the Spanish holiday. They say you reap what you sow, but I buried 3 kittens last year and so far nothing. They say live and let live. Would you go along with that, sir? Live and let live? Does it make any sense to you? Yeah? What's your name, if you don't mind asking? Sorry? Simon, live and let live. I disagree, Simon. It means nothing. It's just alliteration. You're not like you're going to go buy a paper and kill 10 people. Like, live and let live, it means nothing. Get rid of the stuff that's in your head that doesn't mean anything. Replace it with something you've thought through yourself. Forget live and let live, Simon. Live and let property. Obviously, at the moment, there's a downturn in the market, but if you've got some capital, you can buy a house. 7 years, it'll double in value. Look after your tenants, sit on a fortune. Just think your own thoughts. That's all I'm saying. Brett, beggars can't be choosers. Do you agree with that? Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, probably. I disagree, Brett. I mean, I'm glad that you thought about it. A lot of people just go, yeah, blindly. Do you know what I mean? But I disagree. I think beggars can't be choosers. I think beggars can choose when they beg, where they beg, how long they beg for, and what they spend the money to get begging on. It's a lot of choices just for a beggar, and if beggars have got that many choices, and I'm not having a go at beggars, I think beggars are doing the best they can with the information available to them. If even beggars have choice, that means that every single one of you in this room, including myself, have more choices than we can ever see, but we don't usually see them. People say, why have you got that shitty job? Beggars can't be choosers. Why have you got that crappy car? Beggars can't be choosers. Or why are you looking at that crappy flat? Beggars, even beggars can be choosers. You get a job, the rubbish from your mind, that's all I'm saying. Beggars can't be fighter pilots. Well, of course, then you've got to test it. It's got to see if it stands to reason. I mean, you've got to be a fighter pilot, you've got to be physically fit, you've got to withstand what are known as G-forces. It's not a gravitational force. Obviously, as general relativity tells us, it's just an acceleration, but the effect is the same. You're going to get a G-lock, a gravity-induced loss of consciousness. You're going to black out in the plane if you're not physically fit, and that's going around a tight bend in the sky. You've got to understand weapons management, fuel management, international law, avionics, what the systems are telling you the plane is doing that you can't feel through the seat of your pants, aerodynamics, don't freak out me, aero from the Greek word for chocolate. Dynamics just means that it's bubbly. And of course that green shiny metal is the aerofoil. You can't master such a broad spectrum of disciplines if you're living underneath a railway bridge with water dripping on your books, not even knowing where the next meal's coming from. You can't turn up at an Air Force base bread with a dog and a piece of fucking string and say, can someone hold Rex? I fancy going a tornado. If we've learned anything tonight, it's that beggars can't be fighter pilots. So I've got to go shortly. I've got to go home to a lonely bed. I know what you're thinking, buy another bed. You can laugh, I'm single now. I split up with my last girlfriend, or case number 12 as I call her. Beautiful girl, beautiful hourglass figure, very big ears. She was a trophy girlfriend, really. It's alright, I've got time for a couple of these. She used to wear a lot of makeup, and I like a girl that wears a lot of makeup. When I first met her, she was so heavily made up, she didn't really exist. And she had a big round face, long, thin, pointy nose, just one nostril. Which I didn't mind, but she kept looking at me funnily. But the problem with that relationship is that I, like most of the men here tonight, I was basically just too honest. Exactly. So, remember, once as we'd finished making love, as she was loosening the straps, I got off the radiator, I kicked off the roller skates, took the stuffed toy from my mouth. And she said, Matt, you know, be honest, when we make love, do you ever think of anyone else? And I said, no, always think of myself. Truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't always think of myself. I was secretly thinking of someone else. I was secretly thinking of Heather Mills McCartney. A strange reaction. How many people here like Heather Mills McCartney? Oh, not much at all. How many people here don't like Heather Mills McCartney? Bigger reaction. How many people here have ever met Heather Mills McCartney? No one. And yet you judged her. It's not funny, man. This is a person's life that we're talking about now. The majority of the people in this room have judged Heather Mills McCartney just by what they've seen in the media and heard about her. She was battling someone who's immensely powerful, had a lot of lawyers working for him. She could be a very nice person. It's perhaps wrong to judge people without meeting them. Sorry to bring the evening down. Having said that, I realised the other day that I couldn't bear to be in the same room as Heather Mills McCartney for more than 2 minutes without literally puking up my guts, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and leaving that room screaming. That's not an assessment of her personality in any way, shape or form by what I've seen in the media. That is based purely on my allergies. Well, no, because she lost her foot in that accident a few years ago, and I'm lactose intolerant. Kind of hard to hear the same reaction to a gag anywhere else in the world, isn't it? You might think I left that quite a bit too long there, that delay there, but in actual fact you'll find there's still people around this room who haven't got that joke. Now and again you'll hear someone say, lactose. See what I'm saying? Might be the worst joke you've ever heard in your life, it might be the best joke you've ever heard in your life, I don't know, but it's the one you're going to tell your mates tomorrow at work, so you go fuck yourselves. I
having Matt. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to see you around. Thank you very much indeed. I'm lactose intolerant.
Fantastic stuff. Have you had a good night, ladies and gentlemen?
No cameras, no cameras.
It's a delight to talk to you, so do keep supporting the club and please keep up the action. So first time we saw Tom Brown.
Perfect. As it just finished. Yeah, perfect. I sense the tape was running out. It was perfect. Wrap it up then.